On today's video, we're going to find out if the worst thing that I've ever brewed is still the worst thing that I've ever brewed. So a few months back, you may have seen this video where I showed you my fail pale, as I called it, which was a pretty bad pale ale where something went wrong. And I asked for help in the comments of that video to help me try and work out what actually went wrong with that beer. And I think that it was a mix of things. I think first off, it really was the recipe. I went a bit berserk on hops, trying to use up a load of them. And I think it had about 7 different hops in it, and it resulted in a pretty grotesque mess of hops. I'm all for like use up recipes. One of my next videos is a use up recipe for a black IPA, which I actually think is really nice. Sometimes you can go a bit overboard by doing some horrible Frankenstein hop schedule, which results in just a mess. I also think that it was a really bad idea that I was doing equal hits of every single hop in that brew, because what happened is that it was just a muddy mess. But as recommended by yourselves, I still kept some bottles aside to see if maybe this beer would mature into something actually drinkable, and to help gauge if it was oxidation which actually made it bad, because by now it really should be very oxidized. Say this is around 6 months since this was bottled, so really at this point, especially with it being a beer that used Kveik yeast, it's very unlikely that this beer is going to get any nicer at this point. So let's just open it. So I think there's something off with it, just with the head. Like, I've done this particular malt bill a few times and I've never had a head like that from it. So I don't know if that is a suggestion of something wrong, maybe, or it was just how I brewed it on the day. But that's it's a very foamy head, considering the malt bill. I have to say, it's not particularly like grippy. You know, it's quite like washing up liquid kind of bubbles. Does that make sense? Oh, there's some of it trying to escape out of the bottle. Yeah, very rapidly. Right, let's not make a mess, shall we? Well, oh, okay. Right. Oh, this foam is really horrible. What do I do? Oh, I've got myself positioned here where I can't really get out without like wrecking the video. This is not how I planned this going. Right. Okay. Now I think the foam, no, there is still problems with the foam. Right, this is the first problem with this beer. Okay, so maybe the head has got something to do with overcarbonation, but I don't think I've ever overcarbonated. So my kind of carbonation system works, but maybe that's part of the issue. When it first went into the glass, it was clear, but then whilst I was topping up, and obviously this has been going a bit wild, it probably kicked up whatever was at the bottom of the bottle, which would have been yeast, you can only hope. So it's now lost its clarity, but it was a bit clearer earlier. See, the aroma is like washing up liquid again. Have I got that in my head? A bit like grapefruit washing up liquid. I don't know, is there a bit of brownness to it? It's not a beautiful colour. Right, let's give it a taste. Oh, okay. I think there was a toffee note there. I feel like it could be oxidized. I feel like that might be part of its problem. certainly not nice, and it is very carby, so it's making me feel quite gassy. I mean, like, obviously, all that foam, I don't really want that in my stomach. It smells bad, it looks bad, tastes bad. It doesn't taste like wet cardboard, which I know is quite a common indicator of oxidation. I don't know if giving something too many hops can result in it carbing more. I don't think the science works there. That head is holding very big bubbles compared to a lot of beers I've made. There's something off about it. I've made beers since which have been nicer, far nicer in fact. I don't want to blow my trumpet too much, but much nicer than this horrible thing. I think ultimately I'm going to throw away the bottles that I've still got of this. It's not going to get any better. It's pretty disgusting. I've got nicer beers. This is just empty calories, which sure it'll get me drunk, but that's not really what I'm aiming for when I'm brewing. I'm kind of trying to make nice drinks that I can enjoy with me and my friends and family, rather than drinking horrible drinks to get drunk. So at the end of the day, still do not follow my recipe for this horrible drink. It is definitely the worst thing that I've ever made, and I will never make it again. So we move on and we make better beers. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot. I've got lots more on the way, so please do subscribe to this channel. And in the comments, let me know what's the worst beer that you've ever made, and did it teach you anything about brewing? And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Yep, that's horrible.